This life is what you make it. No matter what, you're going to mess up sometimes. It's a universal truth. The most important days in your life are the day you are born and the day you find out why. By land, they're not making it anymore. Fantasy is hardly an escape from reality. It's a way of understanding it. Take responsibility of your own happiness. Never put it in other people's hands. The world is indeed full of peril, and in it there are many dark places. But still there is much that is fair, and though in all lands love is now mingled with grief, it grows perhaps the greater. Isn't it nice to think that tomorrow is a new day with no mistakes in it yet? To the well-organized mind, death is but the next great adventure. May you live every day of your life. Whatever you are, be a good one. Pain is inevitable. Suffering is optional. War is peace. Freedom is slavery. Ignorance is strength. Success is not final. Failure is not fatal. It is the courage to continue that counts. If you tell the truth, you don't have to remember anything. Happiness is not something ready-made. It comes from your own actions. When I was 5 years old, my mother always told me that happiness was the key to life. When I went to school, they asked me what I wanted to be when I grew up. I wrote down, happy. They told me I didn't understand the assignment, and I told them they didn't understand life. Friendship is unnecessary, like philosophy, like art. It has no survival value. Rather, it is one of those things which give value to survival. Never argue with stupid people. They will drag you down to their level and then beat you with experience. You can't stay in your corner of the forest waiting for others to come to you. You have to go to them sometimes. Your good old days are still ahead of you. May you have many of them. Believe in yourself. You are braver than you think, more talented than you know, and capable of more than you imagine. Honesty, the best of all the lost arts. Always do what you are afraid to do. Live the life of your dreams. Be brave enough to live the life of your dreams according to your vision and purpose instead of the expectations and opinions of others. Imperfection is beauty, madness is genius, and it's better to be absolutely ridiculous than absolutely boring. If you're reading this, congratulations, you're alive. If that's not something to smile about, then I don't know what is. Be the change that you wish to see in the world. It is so hard to leave until you leave, and then it is the easiest goddamn thing in the world. Never argue with a fool. Onlookers may not be able to tell the difference. Anger is an acid that can do more harm to the vessel in which it is stored than to anything on which it is poured. Darkness cannot drive out darkness. Only light can do that. Hate cannot drive out hate. Only love can do that. The man who does not read has no advantage over the man who cannot read. Promise yourself. When I was younger, I could remember anything, whether it had happened or not. But my faculties are decaying now, and soon I shall be, so I cannot remember any but the things that never happened. It is sad to go to pieces like this, but we all have to do it. He's not perfect. You aren't either, and the two of you will never be perfect. But if he can make you laugh, at least once, causes you to think twice, and if he admits to being human and making mistakes, hold on to him and give him the most you can. Nothing is impossible. The word itself says, "I'm possible." You may say I'm a dreamer, but I'm not the only one. I hope someday you'll join us, and the world will live as one. Loyalty to country always, loyalty to government when it deserves it. We're not when the sun is shining, but wants it back the minute it begins to rain. When you have eliminated all which is impossible, then whatever remains, however improbable, must be the truth. We are all in the gutter, but some of us are looking at the stars. A banker is a fellow who lends you his umbrella when the sun is shining, but wants it back the minute it begins to rain. So we beat on, boats against the current, borne back ceaselessly into the past. Never let your sense of morals prevent you from doing what is right. When I despair, I remember that all through history, the way of truth and love have always won. There have been tyrants and murderers, and for a time they can seem invincible, but in the end they always fall. Think of it always. If you remember me, then I don't care if everyone else forgets. Keep away from people who try to belittle your ambitions. Small people always do that, but the really great make you feel that you too can become great. Do not read, as children do, to amuse yourself, or like the ambitious, for the purpose of instruction. No, read in order to live. The truth must be served like a coat and not thrown in the face like a wet towel. I hope she'll be a fool. That's the best thing a girl can be in this world. A beautiful little fool. mind is its own place, and in itself can make a heaven of hell, a hell of heaven. It is never too late to be what you might have been. It's the possibility of having a dream come true that makes life interesting. Courage is resistance to fear, mastery of fear, not absence of fear. Live as if you were to die tomorrow. Learn as if you were to live forever. Two wrongs don't make a right, but they make a good excuse. The fear of death follows from the fear of life. A man who lives fully is prepared to die at any time. Man will do many things to get himself love. He will do all things to get himself envied. Giving up smoking is the easiest thing in the world. I know because I've done it thousands of times. You can never get a cup of tea large enough or a book long enough to suit me. Only two things we'll regret on deathbed: that we are a little loved and little traveled. Attitude is a choice. Happiness is a choice. Optimism is a choice. Kindness is a choice. Giving is a choice. Respect is a choice. Whatever choice you make makes you. Choose wisely. If you can't fly, then run. If you can't run, then walk. If you can't walk, then crawl. But whatever you do, you have to keep moving forward. So, this is my life, and I want you to know that I am both happy and sad, and I'm still trying to figure out how that could be. Accept yourself, love yourself, and keep moving forward. If you want to fly, you have to give up what weighs you down. Waiting is painful. Forgetting is painful. But not knowing which to do is the worst kind of suffering. I love to see a young girl go out and grab the world by the lapels. Life's a bitch. You've got to go out and kick ass. It's no use going back to yesterday because I was a different person then. Do what you can with what you have where you are. Noise proves nothing. Often a hen who has laid an egg cackles as if she had laid an asteroid. When your friends begin to flatter you on how young you look, it's a sure sign you're getting old. Our lives begin to end the day we become silent about things that matter. Do something every day that you don't want to do. This is the golden rule for acquiring the habit of doing your duty without pain. And when you want something, all the universe conspires in helping you to achieve it. Never doubt that a small group of thoughtful, committed citizens can change the world. Indeed, it is the only thing that ever has. Everything you can imagine is real. There is no greater agony than bearing an untold story inside you. When I was a boy of 14, my father was so ignorant I could hardly stand to have the old man around. But when I got to be 21, I was astonished at how much the old man had learned in 7 years. I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work. Talent hits a target no one else can hit. Genius hits a target no one else can see. Let us live so that when we come to die, even the undertaker will be sorry. Listen to the mustn'ts, child. Listen to the don'ts. Listen to the shouldn'ts, the impossibles, the won'ts. Listen to the never-haves. Then listen close to me. Anything can happen, child. Anything can be. Life is too short to waste your time on people who don't respect, appreciate, and value you. First, they ignore you, then they ridicule you, and then they attack you and want to burn you, and then they build monuments to you. Be the reason someone smiles. Be the reason someone feels loved and believes in the goodness in people. Don't be pushed around by the fears in your mind. Be led by the dreams in your heart. To get the full value of joy, you must have someone to divide it with. We accept the love we think we deserve. What you're supposed to do when you don't like a thing is change it. If you can't change it, change the way you think about it. Don't complain. The human race has only one really effective weapon, and that is laughter. You can talk with someone for years, every day, and still, it won't mean as much as what you can have when you sit in front of someone, not saying a word, yet you feel that person with your heart. You feel like you have known the person for forever. Connections are made with the heart, not the tongue. When one door of happiness closes, another opens, but often we look so long at the closed door that we do not see the one which has been opened for us. Fairy tales are more than true, not because they tell us that dragons exist, but because they tell us that dragons can be beaten. Life isn't about finding yourself. Life is about creating yourself. Eat a live frog first thing in the morning and nothing worse will happen to you the rest of the day. If you pick up a starving dog and make him prosperous, he will not bite you. This is the principal difference between a dog and man. Yesterday is history. Tomorrow is a mystery. Today is a gift of God, which is why we call it the present. All you need in this life is ignorance and confidence. Then success is sure. Imagining the future is a kind of nostalgia. You spend your whole life stuck in the labyrinth, thinking about how you'll escape it one day and how awesome it will be, and imagining that future keeps you going, but you never do it. You just use the future to escape the present. You can't live your life for other people. You've got to do what's right for you, even if it hurts some people you love. Well-behaved women seldom make history. Do what you feel in your heart to be right for. You've got to dance like there's nobody watching. Love like you'll never be hurt. Sing like there's nobody listening, and live like it's heaven on earth. Do not let your fire go out. Spark by irreplaceable spark in the hopeless swamps of the not quite, the not yet, and the not at all. Do not let the hero in your soul perish in lonely frustration for the life you deserved and have never been able to reach. The world you desire can be won. It exists. It is real. It is possible. It's yours. I am enough of an artist to draw freely upon my imagination. Imagination is more important than knowledge. Knowledge is limited. Imagination encircles the world. Be careful about reading health books. You may die of a misprint. A person's a person, no matter how small. I believe that imagination is stronger than knowledge. That myth is more potent than history. That dreams are more powerful than facts. That hope always triumphs over experience. That laughter is the only cure for grief. And I believe that love is stronger than death. There are only two ways to live your life. One is as though nothing is a miracle. The other is as though everything is a miracle. And once the storm is over, you won't remember how you made it through, how you managed to survive. You won't even be sure whether the storm is really over. But one thing is certain. When you come out of the storm, you won't be the same person who walked in. That's what this storm's all about. You have brains in your head. You have feet in your shoes. You can steer yourself any direction you choose. You're on your own, and you know what you know, and why you are the one who'll decide where to go. Be yourself. Everyone else is already taken. Instead of worrying about what you cannot control, shift your energy to what you can create. Hell is empty and all the devils are here. Peace begins with a smile. A person with a new idea is a crank until the idea succeeds. I can be changed by what happens to me, but I refuse to be reduced by it. Prayer is not asking. It is a longing of the soul. It is daily admission of one's weakness. It is better in prayer to have a heart without words than words without a heart. If my life is going to mean anything, I have to live it myself. Turn your wounds into wisdom. Without music, life would be a mistake. Forgiveness is the fragrance that the violet sheds on the heel that has crushed it. Who controls the past controls the future. Who controls the present controls the past. A woman who offers sex to everyone will get kicked by everyone. Everyone is a moon and has a dark side, which he never shows to anybody. Be mindful, be grateful, be positive, be true, be kind. The lack of money is the root of all evil. I can't give you a surefire formula for success, but I can give you a formula for failure. Try to please everybody all the time. In the end, we will remember not the words of our enemies, but the silence of our friends. Hope is the thing with feathers that perches in the soul and sings the tune without the words and never stops at all. Kindness is a language which the deaf can hear and the blind can see.